My path is to follow beauty, a trail of loveliness, to a place where truth and kindness still exist, and there is hope for tomorrow.
Mary Pat Ettinger is a storyteller. She tells her tales with paint, words, and weavings, all emanating from the creative inspiration that gives her work a distinctive and identifiable character.
What inspired me to paint this house, this stalwart structure with its brave coat of red paint? It's survived all that a century can throw at it, and it's still standing there. To me, it represents agriculture, home life, and steadfastness of spirit.
This painting inspired a summer show we had at the Montrose Art Center, If Alleys Could Talk, and a story we published about Mary Pat and the San Juan Silver Stage last summer.
This painting represents the growth of small towns in the vast American West. A walk down one of these old alleys shares untold stories of the area's rural past.
Mary Pat finds endless sources for her visual stories. Some tell of a time and a way of living when life was simpler. Here Mary Pat combines two of her favorite subjects, laundry on the line and flowers in the garden.
When I paint laundry on the line, it's because I'm blessed to be able to hang my laundry in the fresh air and sunshine. It's a delightful chore. I love this little house nestled up against Cerro Summit and below a hill not far from my home near Montrose, Colorado. If I paint flower gardens bursting through picket fences, it's because that's my yard. In spite of her very busy ranch life, this woman had time to tend her lovely garden that everyone enjoyed when passing by. I stopped to talk with her as I was painting and sketching her garden, and she was just beaming. She was so pleased for me to share it. I found these nostalgic reminders of the past one early summer morning near Chavano Valley outside of Montrose. The old VW Bug resting quietly under the shade of a massive cottonwood tree, and next to it an equally dilapidated train car. They had a story to tell that I just couldn't resist. Another story I couldn't resist. I painted these intriguing structures standing in a row on a back road out of Trinidad, Colorado. This scene, just a few miles out of Ferndale, California, just absolutely delighted me with its lyrical combination of trees, pasture, and buildings. And no peonies do not grow there, but I planted them anyway. I've painted this several times. It's a generational ranch in Pleasant Valley. I love the flowers and the old structures, especially the way they nestle in against the hillside. It's a pleasant view, reminding me of pleasant times in Pleasant Valley.
Living in Colorado, renowned for its scenic beauty, big and small, Mary Pat finds endless sources for her visual stories.
When I paint the canyons and the mountain scenes, it's because these views embrace me daily. Explore my work and find a world you thought was lost. This refers not to the good old days, but to the personal values that can enrich our lives, a seeking after peace in our days, whether in contemplation of the stars at night or living in the quiet, repetitious melody of summertime crickets. It involves a grace extended, not just to others, but to ourselves, grace to understand and extend mercy in small situations. There is that to be found reflected in my works, because that is how I strive to live my own days. That is not to say I always succeed, and yet, when I fail, that is exactly where grace steps in. Grace to understand and accept my own failings, and grace to extend that to others. I like to believe that my work is imbued with a hope for the future that can be found in the everydayness of life that surrounds us. Change is there as always, but there are immutable fundamental qualities that we can surround ourselves with. These lend a constancy to our lives, a reliability to hidden strengths that can uphold and encourage in the worst of times.